Now we have some examples in national exam about chapter 4. Let's solve it. From the given data 21, 10, 25, 16, 18, 14 and 32. The range is what? What's the rule of range? Range is the greatest number minus the smallest one. 32 is the greatest one in the set. 10 is the smallest one. 32 minus 10 is equals to 22. From the given data 40, 45, 35, 80, 6, 44, 75, 135, 45, 45. The mode is what? What's the rule of mode? Which number repeated the most? 44 repeated 4 times, so it will be 44. From the given data 1, 4, 0, 12, 2, 5. The mean is what? What's the rule of mean? Add them, then divide it by how many data you have. 1 plus 4 plus 0 plus 12 plus 2 plus 5, which is equals to 24. How many datas you have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 24 divided by 6 is equals to what? 24 divided by 6 is equals to 4, because 4 times 6 equals to 24. A is the correct answer. Here we have a definition. Is that the difference between the greatest data and the least data? Of course, it's range. What's the median? For median, you have to order them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, and 8. So 4 is the median. If you have 2 median, you have to add them and divide it by 2. Again, in this data, they ask about the mode. None of them was repeated, so there's no mode. Which measure of central attendance best describe the highest of 9th class students? As you can see, here there's no outlier, okay? We have a note if the sets of data consist of outlier, so median is the best, okay? If the set of data does not consist of outlier, so it will be mean. Mean is the best described. When about half of data points are the same, mode will be the best described. In this example, we don't have outlier, and so mean is the correct answer. Which measure of central attendance has the smallest value? When you solve it all, median, you have to order them from least to greatest, and the median, middle one is median. Mode, which number repeats the most, is equals to 11. Range, the greatest one minus the smallest one. Mean, you have to add them, then divide it by how many data you have. When you solve it, all of them, mode will be the smallest, has the smallest value. Question 108, find the mean and range of the data. When you solve it again, A will be the correct answer. Find the first quartile. First quartile, you have to order them. 78, 88, 88 again, 89, 90, then, 90 and 92. Okay. I think I made a mistake. Yes, there is 85. So 88 is the median, 85 is the first quartile, 19 is the third quartile, okay? So they ask about the first quartile is equals to 85. This one, the last quartile, we have what? 3, 6, 8, 13, 17, 18, 25, 55. Okay, median is 17 and 18. Add them, then divide it by 2. Okay, sorry, not 18, 17 and 13. 13 plus 17 divided by 2 is equals to 15. 25 will be the third quartile, and the first quartile, you have to add them. Even this one, you have to add them. 6 plus 8 divided by 2 is equals to first quartile, 14 divided by 2 is equals to 7. Third quartile, we have 18 and 25. 18 plus 25 divided by 2 is equals to 21.5. And there is no correct answer. I forgot to write it. Change this one to 21.5. And A is the correct answer. Use the graph to answer the questions from 3 to 9. What's the median? Median is here. Okay, so it's 48. What's the range? The range is 53 is here, okay? 53 minus what? Minus 38. This one, the greatest one, minus the smallest one. 53 minus 38 is equals to 50. What's the first quartile? Here is the first quartile, okay? That's 44. What's the third quartile? Third quartile is here, so that's 51. Interquartile range, look, the third quartile minus the first quartile, so 51 minus 44, it will be interquartile range, okay? 51 minus 44, which is equals to 7. What's the greatest value? Here is the greatest value, pay attention, not 54, it's 53 is the greatest value, and the least value is 38. 53 is the greatest value and the least value is 38. In this example, find the range, interquartile range, sorry. 22 minus 12. 22 minus 12 is equals to what? Is equals to 10. Now, we have scatter plots, the size of a box of a cereal and the price of the cereal. You know, both of them will be increased or decreased together, so it will be positive. The correlation between the number of sold cars and the income of the seller, again positive. If you sold more cars, you get more money. So the number of guards and the number of stealing, negative. If one of them is decreased, the another one will be decreased, okay? The local weather forecaster said there is 75% chance of rain. So you need what? 25%. Here we have 25, but without the symbol of percent, okay? So we're gonna choose the decimal one, 0.25. Now this one is 40%. How many needed? 60%. Let's see. If there is no percent, you have to choose 0.6, but there is percent, so we'll choose 60%. 80% for winning Howler Club. What's the probability of losing? Must be equals to 1. 80% plus what? Equals to 100% plus 20%. But there is no 20%. There is 20, but this one is not correct. So 0.2 is the correct answer. Now you have this table. Answer the following questions. What's the probability of getting 90? Exactly 90. So it will be 0.4. Okay. What is the probability of 90 or more? So we will count 90, 95, and 100. We'll say 0.4 plus 0.2 plus 0.1 is equals to 0.7. At least 90. What's the code of at least? As you know, at least meaning the number and more. So again, 0.4 plus 0.2 plus 0.1 is equals to 0.7. If they ask about at most, the number and less, okay, but they ask about at least. 121. The probability of the garbage will recycled in the city is 1 out of 5. 1 out of 5 is what? Is equals to 0.2. So what that mean? 20%. What you need to get 100%? 80. So 80% is the correct answer. This one you have to divide 36 out of only 36 out of 180. The answer will be 0.35. Now they ask about drawing blue ball. Blue is 27, so it will be 0.27. Now we have the sample spaces. If you remember the sample space of a dice, it's 1 till 6. Of a coin, it's head and tail. 2 coins, it's head, tail, tail, head. 3 coins, and the coins with a dice with 2 dices, okay? You have to know this, each sample space is very well. Pay attention, okay? They ask about different phase. Different phase, this is HT and TH. So it's 2 out of 4. 2 out of 4 as a simplest form, it's 1 out of 2. Okay, so which one is correct? 1 out of 2 is the correct answer. 2 coins versus, what's the probability of HH? Exactly HH, so it will be 1 out of 4. Okay, only 2 head for 3 coins. Okay, 3 coins were tossed. What is the probability of 2 hit? Let's see. 2 hit. This one, this one, this one, and done. So it will be 3 out of 8. 3 out of 8 is the correct answer. A bag contains 5 blue balls and 8 green balls. How many yellow balls should be added to so that the probability of drawing a green ball is 2 out of 5? We will say 2 out of 5 is equals to, we have green. Green is what? 8. So we will write 8 on the top. Then 8 plus 5 equals to 13. 13 plus what? Plus x. You have to find the yellow balls. So cross product. 2 times 13, okay, equals to 26, plus 2 times x, 2x. 8 times 5 is equals to 40. 2x, move 26 to the other side, it will be 40 minus 26. 2x equals to 14 divided by 2 to get rid of 2. X equals to 7. So 7 is the correct answer. Okay, now rolling a dice. Probability 3 or 4, it will be, here is it. Probability 3 or 4, okay? 3 or 4, it will be 2 out of 6. Done. But if they say 3 and 4 together in one dice, it's impossible. Pay attention. But when they say or, it will be 2 out of, okay, 2 out of 6. As a simplest form, it will be 1 out of 3. So A is correct. Probability 2, 3 or 4, it will be 3 out of 6. 3 out of 6, it's 1 out of 2. So C is the correct answer. Probability 5, it's 1 out of 6. C is the correct answer. Even number, look. 2 is even number, 4 is even number, even 6 is even number. So it will be 3 out of 6. Okay, 3 out of 6. 3 out of 6, it's 1 out of 2. Probability odd numbers, so the same. 3 out of 6. We have 1, 3, 5. They are odd. Okay, 3 out of 6 as a simplest form. Again, it's 1 out of 2. So C is the correct answer. Prime number. Okay, 2, 3, and 5, they are prime numbers. So it will be 3 out of 6. It's 1 out of 2. Probability 7. What is the probability of 7? Is there any 7 in the dice? No. So it's impossible. It is 0. Probability less than 7. All of them are less than 7. So it is 1. Now rolling to fair number cube. Okay, probability total is equals to 10. Total is equals to 10. What that mean? When you add two numbers equals to 10. Okay, 5 is equals to 10. Done like this. When you count all of them, it will be 3 out of 36. 3 out of 36 as a simplest form, it will be 1 out of 12. So D is the correct answer. Probability equal to 7. Exactly the 7. 3 out of 36, it will be 1 out of 6. Which one is 1? C is 1 out of 6. Total is equals to 1. They're impossible, because at least you have 2. 0 out of 36, and it's impossible. 0. Probability total shown 2 equals to 2. It's only 1 and 1, so it will be 1 out of 36. 1 out of 36. C is the correct answer. Greater than 0. All of them greater than 0. So it's 36 out of 36, which is equals to 1. Probability total shown 3. It will be 2, 1 and 1, 2. So it is 2 out of 36. 2 out of 36, it's 1 out of 18. Then probability less than or equal to 12. Less than or equal to 12. Okay, so it will be 36 out of 36. 36 out of 36 is equals to 1. Now, three coins were tossed. What is the probability of HHT? Look, only HHT. Let's see how many HHT we have. There is only one. 1 out of what? The sample space is 8, so it's 1 out of 8. Which one is 1 out of 8? C. Probability H. There is only one probability of H. So again, it's 1 out of 8, which is C. At most 1 till. Okay, so 0 or 1 till. At most, meaning the number and less. Let's see. At most 1 till. 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 So it will be 4 out of 8. 4 out of 8 is equals to 1 out of 2. At least 1 till. Okay, look, at least 1 till. We will count this one, this one, this one. So the number and more. This one, this one, this one, and this one. So it will be 7 out of 8. Okay. So at most 1 till, it will be 4 out of 8, which is equals to 1 out of 2. But at least 1 till, we will count all the numbers with till or more than 1 till, okay? It will be 7 out of 8. Exactly 2 head. That's 3 out of 8. 2 coins were tossed. Probability of different face is what? It's 1 out of 2. This one, it's dependent and independent. If A and B are independent events such that probability 8 is equals to 0.14 and probability B is 0.28. What's the probability that both A and B are occur? So you have to multiply those numbers, you get the answer. 130. A bag contains 8 red and 2 blue. So directly write the total. Total is equals to what? Equals to 10. They ask what? The first one is red. Red, how many reds you have? 8. 8 out of what? 8 out of 10. As a simplest form, it will be 4 out of 5. This one is probability red, okay? They ask the second one is blue. Probability blue. Blue is what? 2 out of what? We took one without replacement. Pay attention. So the total will be 9. 2 out of 9. Now multiply this one and this one. 4 out of 5 times 2 out of 9. It will be 8 out of 45, which is A. Okay. Again, this one is without a replacement. You have 6 red and 4 blue. Again, total is equals to what? 10. The first one was blue. Probability of blue. Blue is what? 4 out of 10. Divided by 2. It will be 2 out of 5. Then probability of red. How many reds you have? 6. 6 out of what? We took one. And without replacement, the total will be 9. As a simplest form, divided by 3, it will be 2 out of 3. Now multiply the two probabilities. 2 out of 5 times 2 out of 3. 4 out of 15. 4 out of 15 is the correct answer. If A and B are independent events, what's the probability of A and B? This is the definition of independent. It's the rule, okay? B is the correct answer. Now let's start chapter 5. Question 142. What's the exterior angle? Sum of a convex polygon. Okay. How we can solve it? It's a rule. Exterior angle. So directly is equals to 360. The sum of interior angles of a regular polygon is twice. If you remember, I told you. If they say equal, so it will be 4 sides. If they say twice, it will be 6 sides. If they say 3 times, it will be octagon, 8 sides. If they say 4 times, it will be 10 decagons. If they ask about 1/8, it will be 18 sides. Okay, now we have twice, so it's equals to 6. Question 144. In a convex polygon, the sum of its interior angles is 1800. What's the number of the sides? If you remember the rule, it will be n minus 2 times 180 equals to what? It's given 1800. How to get rid of 180 divided by 180 divided by 180. N minus 2 is equals to 10. Why? 180 divided by 10 is equals to 10. Move 2 to the other side. N is equals to 10 plus 2, which is equals to 12. So it has 12 sides. Okay. Now the sum of interior angles of a regular polygon is 3 times. Pay attention. This one they ask about twice or 2 times. This one is 3 times. So if we have 3 times, we will say it's equals to 8, which is octagon. Okay. Now write the consecutive natural numbers whose means equals to 20. I'm gonna choose 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, and 23. When you add them is equals to 140. How many numbers you have? You have 7. So 140 divided by 7 is equals to 20. Okay. What's the sum of interior angles measured of a convex polygon with n sides? This is the rule, 180 n minus 2. Okay. Question 147. What's the sum of interior angle measure of a regular octagon? It will be n minus 2 times 180. Octagon n is equals to 8. 8 minus 2 times 180. 8 minus 2 equals to 6. 6 times 180 is equals to 1080 degrees. 1080 degrees. D is the correct answer. Now, question 148. For 148, they ask about exterior angle, okay, of hexagon. So exterior angle is 360 out of 6. 36 divided by 6 is 6. You have 1 0. So it is 60. B. What is the measure of each interior angle of a regular 12gon? Okay, how we can solve it? By using the rule, we will say, n minus 2 times 180 is equal out of n. Okay, n is equals to what? 12. They say 12gon, so it will be 12 minus 2 times 180 out of 12. 12 minus 2 is 10. 10 times 180 out of 12. This one is equals to 1800 divided by 12, which is equals to 150 degrees. Which one is correct? A is the correct answer. Okay. What's the perimeter of a square? So n is equals to what? 4. Of area is equals to 81. What's the rule of perimeter? Equals to n times s. We have n is equals to 4, but we don't have s. You have to find s by using area. Area is equals to s power 2. Area is 81 is equals to s power 2. Take a square root. They cancel each other. S is equals to 9. So we have 4 times 9. 4 times 9 is equals to 36. B is the correct answer. The central of each angle measure of a regular nonagon. So n is equals to 9. Central of each angle, so it will be 360 divided by 9. 360 divided by 9 is equals to 40. Find the perimeter of 12gon with 3 centimeter side length. Okay, perimeter is equals to n times s. N is 3 sides, okay, times 12. So n is 12, s is 3. 12 times 3 is equals to 36. B is the correct answer. The central of each angle measure of a regular nonagon is what? So repeated, 360 divided by n. 360 nonagon is 9 divided by 9 is equals to 40. What's the number of the side if the central angle measure is 30? Okay, we will say 360 divided by 30. 0 and 0, they cancel each other. 36 divided by 6, it's 12. we solve this one is equals to 40. Okay, the perimeter of a regular polygon is 45 centimeter. The length of one side is 5. Name the polygon and find the interior angle measure. We will say 45 divided by 5 is equals to 9. Okay, now we have the rule n minus 2 times 180 out of n. N is what? 9. 9 minus 2 times 180 out of 9. 9 minus 2 is equals to what? 7. 7 times 180 out of 9, which is equals to 1260 out of 9. When you divide it, the answer is 140 degrees. So, and this one is 140 degrees. Now, if the length of two sides of a triangle are 9 and 12, okay? How to find the third length? And the one side, subtract them. The other side, add them. This is the easiest subject, okay? This one will be 3, this one will be 21. So which one is correct? B is the correct answer. Pay attention. If the length of two triangle it's 9 and 12, this is the same thing, okay? 3 and 21. It's the same question, 157 and 158. Now, write the angles in order from least to greatest. Okay, from least to greatest. Which side has the least measure? 7. 7 is opposite to what? To C. So C has the least measure. Then A. A is opposite to what? To B. Then 9 is the greatest one. It's opposite to A. So it will be CBA. Which one is CBA? C. If the length of two sides of a triangle are 8 centimeter and 12 centimeter, what's the range of possible length of the third side? The same thing. 12 plus 8. 12 minus 8. Okay? 12 plus 8 equals to 20. This one is 4. And which side we have 4 and 20? D is the correct answer. In the graph, which angle has the greatest value? Which side has the greatest measure? 12. 12 it's opposite to what? To B. So B has the greatest value. Two sides of a triangle are 6 centimeter and 10 centimeter. What's the possible to be the length? Okay, 2 no, 2 is less than 6. 16 is greater than 10. 4 is less than 6. So 12 is the correct answer. It's between 12, yes. Write the sides of a triangle in order from shortest to least. 48 plus 180, sorry, 180. The measure of triangle is 180. This one is 90 degree. Minus 90 minus 48 is equals to what? 42. Now, here we have 42. Let's see. It will be LH, DH, and LD. So D is the correct answer. Okay, 6, 8, and 12, and we have 15, 20, and Y are the length of corresponding sides in two similar triangles. What's the value of Y? You can use a quick way, or you can use a proportion. We will say 6 out of 20, or 8 out of, it's up to you, okay? 6 out of 15 is equals to 12 out of Y. As a simplest form, it will be 2 out of 5, 12 out of Y. 2Y is equals to 60. Divided by 2, divided by 2, Y is equals to 30. Which one is correct? D is the correct answer. For this one, let's see the mental math. We will use mental math. 4 times what equals to 24 times 6. 6 times what equals to 6? 6. So 7 times 6 equals to what? 42. So 42 is the correct answer. And this one is 48 is the correct answer. Find the MC. This one, it will be 4. So when you add them, it will be 10. If they ask about BC, it is 4. If they ask about MC, it will be 10. Pay attention. In the given graph of the right, if DE parallel with AB, then what's the length of EB? Okay, we will say 6 out of 9 is equals to EB. You You can say x2, AB out of 12. Can I use simplify? Yes, it will be 2 out of 3, AB out of 12. Cross product, 2 times 12, 24, is equals to 3 times AB, 3AB. Divided by 3, divided by 3. So AB is equals to 24 divided by 3 is equals to 8. So A is the correct answer. Now for this question, we will say 4 out of 8. 4 out of 8 is equals to, can I say 10 out of Rn? No, you have to start with the same signs, okay? Rn out of 10. Can I use simplify? Yes, it will be 1 out of 2. Rn out of 10. Simplify, 2Rn equals to 10 divided by 2 divided by 2. Rn is equals to 5. So 5 is the correct answer. And this one, C is the correct answer. For this one, we will say 15 out of 20 is equals to Lm out of 16. Can I use simplify? Yes, it will be 3 out of 4 is equals to Lm out of 16. Cross product, 4Lm equals to 3 times 16 equals to 48. Divided by 4, divided by 4. Lm is equals to 12. Okay. Now, the ratio of the area of triangle is ABC to the area of EDF is 16 out of 25. You know the ratio of perimeter and the ratio of similarity are the same. When you want to find the area, you have to power it by 2. Okay, and if you have the ratio of area, you want to change the ratio of similarity of the ratio of perimeter, you have to take a square root. Now you have what? You have area. They ask about what? They ask about similarity. So you have to take a square root. The square root of 16 out of 25, it will be 4 out of 5. 4 out of 5. So C is the correct answer. Now if two triangles, the ratio between their area is 4 out of 9. The area is 4 out of 9. They ask about the ratio of similarity. Again, take a square root. The square root of 4 is 2 out of 3. C is the correct answer. What's the given here? The ratio of their perimeter, it's 4 out of 9. Okay? Then the ratio of their area is what? So you have to do power 2. 4 power 2, 16, 9 power 2, 81. Okay? We're going to change perimeter to area. So you have to power 2. If you change area to perimeter, you have to take a square root. It's opposite. Okay? The ratio of area of triangle ABC and the area is 7 out of 3. The ratio of area is given. They ask about the ratio of area. So it stay the same. Pay attention, please. It will be 7 out of 3. And we solve this one. It will be, you have to find the similarity ratio. Okay. Similarity ratio is equals to 15, 10 out of 15, which is equals to 2 out of 3. Okay. Power 2, because they ask about area, so it will be 4 out of 9. The first area was given, area 1 out of area 2 is equals to 4 out of 9. Area 1 is equals to 24. Area 2, we don't know, you have to find it, 4 out of 9. Cross product, again, 4 area 2 is equals to 24 times 9 is equals to 216. Divided by 4, divided by 4, divided by 4. Area 2 is equals to 54 square centimeter. So 54 is the correct answer. This one, I told you, there's 4 parentheses. Y-axis is given or x-axis are given. Okay, here we have y-axis are given. You have to find the scale factor 15 we will say 15 out of 6. 15 out of 6 is equals to what? 5 out of 2. What we have as an x-axis? We have 10. So times 10. You know under 10 is what? So 5 times 10, 50. 2 times 1, 2. 50 divided by 2, it will be 25. So it's 25 and 0. Okay? For this one, dilation, how we can find it? We will say negative 6 out of negative 10. Okay? Negative 6 out of negative 10 is equals to c out of 4. Negative and negative, they cancel each other. We're going to simplify. It will be 3 out of 5 is equals to c out of 4. Okay, cross product. It will be 5c. 4 times 3 is 12. So c divided by 5 divided by 5. C is equals to what? 2.4. As an x-axis, so it will be 2.4 and 0. Sorry, yes. 2.4 and it's on y-axis. Sorry, this one is x-axis. 0 and 2.4. For this one, we will say negative 9 out of x is equals to negative 3 out of negative 8. Negative and negative, they cancel each other. Use cross product. It will be 3x. Negative 8 times 9, it's negative 72. Divided by 3, divided by 3. X equals to negative 24. It's an x-axis now, negative 24 and 0.